This week's Top 10 rounds out our console-exclusive lists with our top 10 Xbox-exclusive games and franchises. Tell us what your favourite Xbox exclusive is on our Facebook page.
At number 10 is Geometry Wars Retro Evolved 2. Geometry Wars is a modern take on retro space shooters. It is extremely fluid and pleasant in its look and feel. Simple, old-fashioned fun. At number 9, it's Saints Row. The very first Saints Row was a mostly unremarkable GTA clone. Although the series later formed a very unique identity, this installment seemed confused as to what it was. The game still provided an enjoyable sandbox environment with lots to do.
I want more. I want it all.
At number 8, it's Crackdown. Crackdown feels a lot like Saints Row in many ways, but the main difference is that you're a cop with a suit that gives you superpowers. The game knows what it is, and gives a fun atmosphere that feels very refreshing. The second in the series has a few minor improvements on the formula that set it slightly above the original. At number 7, it's Far Cry Instinct's Predator. This is the remake of the original Far Cry, which is only on Xbox. As you progress, you are rewarded with a variety of feral powers. These allow you to have attributes of animals and change the way you play the game.
Wage war across sea, land, and air in all new...
At number 6, it's Dead Rising. Dead Rising throws you into a mole with heaps of zombies and lets you tackle the situation any way you see fit. Players are able to use almost any object in the mole to slay their foes. At number 5 is Forza. Forza is a great racer. It has hundreds of cars and dozens of tracks to choose from. It is, at its core, an accurate racing simulator, but it still manages to be very accessible. Like all good races, it includes good multiplayer as well. At number 4, it's Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct has to be one of the most fluid and fast-paced fighters out there. Other fighters feel slow and clunky in comparison to this masterpiece of a fighter. At number 3, it's Fable 2. The second game in the series was a largely different one from the original. The combination of guns, swords, and magic is relatively complex, as each type can do a variety of different things. For an RPG, it is quite short, around 15 hours.
The story changes, and the little that you have.
At number 2, it's Gears of War. Gears of War 2 improves on everything the original had to offer. It has a wonderful single-player and multiplayer experience that lasts for many hours. The gameplay in Gears set the standard for third-person shooters.
Worn out faces, hide my head, I wanna drown my soul.
And at number 1, it's Halo. Halo is widely recognized as Xbox's flagship franchise, and for a good reason. Its incredible campaign and huge variety in multiplayer create memories that could last a lifetime.
For he is more than the sum of his actions.
When you think of iconic PlayStation characters, one of the first to come to mind would be Jak and Daxter. This dynamic duo originally burst onto our screens in the early 2000s in the game The Precursor Legacy, which at the time blew people away with its vast open world, impressive graphics, interesting characters and gripping story. And it didn't stop there. 2 more games were soon released. Jak 2 in 2003, which took the series down a darker path, introducing crazy weaponry and a more mature setting, while still sticking to the formula that worked so well for the first game. And Jak 3 in 2004, which stuck to the more mature themes yet further expanded the game by more than doubling the world size. Impressive as they were back then, technology has come a long way, and the originals are not as impressive as they once were. It is for this reason Naughty Dog decided to release the Jak and Daxter collection. This collection features all 3 of the original games, remastered in Full HD at 60 FPS with full trophy support, along with a couple of glitches and bugs present in the original games ironed out, all in one disc. Everything that was so good about the originals is still present, but further enhanced by the stunning HD graphics. Daxter is still just as funny, the location still is impressive, and the gameplay is still amazing. On its own, you may not notice much of a change, but when put side by side, the change is unbelievable. The textures are sharper, the colours more vibrant, the annoying fog that filled the streets of the originals are gone, and overall, the games just feel so much more polished and complete. Gameplay in the Jak and Daxter series is some of the best I've experienced. The controls are tight and responsive, and the levels are fun and challenging. The gameplay does come with one issue though. The games, especially Jak 2, can be a bit too challenging at times, causing people to become angry and simply give up. But this small complaint is quickly buried under everything else about the games. The combat, although it varies between the 3 games, is one of the trilogy's strongest elements. The first game focuses on timing jumps to avoid the enemies and punching them when they come near. The other 2 games are where the combat really shines. As you play through the games, you can collect weapon modules to use on your morph gun. These mods vary from a regular rifle to one that slows down time in the area where shot. Combining the use of these weapons, you can create some really crazy scenarios. Another interesting element of combat in the games is the use of eco. In the first game, eco comes in a variety of colours, and picking it up can enable you to use certain powers. Red gives you strength, yellow gives you the ability to shoot projectiles, green heals you, and blue makes you run faster. In the second game, Dark Eco is introduced. Once you fill your Eco bar, you can transform into Dark Jak. In this mode, you can unleash the power of the incredibly destructive Dark Eco. In Jak 3, alongside Dark Jak, another mode is introduced, Light Jak. This mode operates the same as Dark Jak, except this time you can use a lot more peaceful powers. These Eco help keep the gameplay interesting and unique. Just another way Naughty Dog has created such a unique and interesting game. The Jak and Daxter collection brings the classic Jak and Daxter trilogy to a whole new generation of consoles, improving on graphics, resolution, frame rate, and features. If you want to experience 3 full games of open world fun with a strong, compelling story full of wacky weapons and crazy characters, head out and buy the Jak and Daxter collection today.